All right, so there was a homie on Reddit who basically had a really good point about Tekken content. His name is the Dalton XP, and he was saying that a lot of the Tekken guides, one, they assume you know a lot more than you actually do, especially as a beginner, which I do think is a core problem of the game. I also catch myself doing that. So like I'll say, yeah, if you're at the wall, use down forward 3+4. But as a beginner, you're like, why are numbers in my fighting game, dog? I don't have a 3 or a 4 on my controller. So I'm gonna make a detailed Kazuya guide. I didn't take a bunch of notes and whatnot, so I'm just gonna do my best to provide a clear and consistent guide that you can follow from the strategist rank, the earliest rank in the game, all the way up till probably about, I would say, Kishin. I'm gonna make a guide that will get you from starter to Kishin with relative ease if you follow it properly. So Kazuya, his fighting style is Mishima style fighting karate. He is the angry son of Heihachi Mishima. Why is he angry? Because this guy
Heihachi Mishima,
threw
Kazuya Mishima.
off a cliff to guarantee that he did not have the devil gene. His plan was, if I throw him off a cliff and he survives, he has the devil gene. If he does not survive, he does not have the devil gene. So yeah, Kazuya's pissed off and Kazuya's evil now. So that's basically that's Kazuya in a nutshell. Now let's talk about the actual character
Kazuya
and what
Mishima.
he's supposed to do. Let's see.
Victor Chevalier. Get ready for the next battle.
So Kazuya's game plan is not what people think it is. Most people think this is the game plan. Most people think the game plan is that you knock your opponent down, and then when they're down, you do this, or you do this, or some permutation of this. So this is called the Hell Sweep, right? A lot of people think his core game plan revolves around hell sweeping the opponent to knock them down, and if they get up, you can do it again, and you can do it again, and if they crouch, they are at risk of eating this move. That's just one approach to Kazuya. Most Kazuyas will revolve their game plan around doing that, but you don't have to play Kazuya like that, and I don't play Kazuya like that. Because if you invest in the Hell Sweep strategy, this, if someone blocks it, Kazuya basically dies.
Get ready for the next battle.
And with the other move, this one, if someone blocks it, Kazuya essentially loses his turn. So you'll see a lot of people trying to run this hyper offensive Kazuya approach. And while it's Tekken 8, you don't actually have to play Kazuya like that. If you watched my rank run, you'll see that that wasn't how I played Kazuya. That's not what I did at all. I mean, there was some hell sweeping here and there, but that wasn't the core of my game plan. Because I like neutral, I like keep out, and I like small calculated gameplay. So that's up to you as a player. If you want to use a hyper offensive approach, then by all means, use the Hell Sweep, use this, and use the electric and things like that to push your game plan. But it's not going to be easy because you still have to learn how to electric. And that's going to take a while. Learning how to electric on command and on demand is going to take a while. Even I don't get it sometimes. Like, if I wake up and I, just get on tech, I might get some Wind God Fists. So, let's talk about the Wind God Fist and the electric Wind God Fist. The Wind God Fist is one of the core Mishima tools. It's a core Mishima tool because not only is it a very fast launcher, and if you land that launcher, you'll have access to a combo. It goes under highs. You see? It's actually harder to time an electric Wind God Fist to go under a high. But Wind God Fist itself is easier to go under highs because it has this deep dash animation. You can do a deep dash electric, but it's a lot harder. Yeah, it's a very high level technique. So if you start going into Kazuya like that, you're just gonna stress yourself out and pretty much take longer to learn the actual character. But that's what a lot of people identify Mishimas as primarily. It's the Wind God Fist and the Electric Wind God Fist. The input to the Electric Wind God Fist. Let me try to find it. I'm gonna try to edit this video as well. I'm not like a big editing kind of guy, but I'll try it. You see this? As a new player, you're like, yo, where is the star input? The star input means neutral, right? So you see on the left where it says I'm tapping forward, the inputs in between are essentially star inputs because it means you're not pressing anything. Don't worry about that right now, but just have that knowledge in your mind for when it comes time to when you actually have to, implement the electric in your game plan. And that's going to take a long time. You don't really need to do that immediately. So let's go one by one through Kazuya's moves list and talk about what purposes they serve. Flash Punch is Kazuya's simplest knockdown tool. If you want to play a neutral game, you can create space like that by punishing or interrupting. So I'm gonna try to implement this in the computer fight. So he's knocked down. Now I can control the space. And if I want to implement the wave dash stuff, Flash Punch enables that. So Flash Punch is a punishment tool as well, because it's fast. It's 10 frames. What a 10 frame move is basically the fastest attack animation you're going to get in the game. So if someone does a move that has 12 frames of animation, for example, any move that you have that starts up with 12 frames or below is going to be adequate for punishing that. Let me get my epic pin out so I can highlight some of the stuff. You see this part? When you're labbing, this is how you can tell what you can punish a move with. Minus 17 is pretty much as bad as you're gonna get. So Kazuya's 112, his XXY, and if you're on PlayStation, square square triangle. That move, if you finish it, you basically get decapitated. So if you're gonna use this, you have to be confident in the fact that it's going to hit or interrupt. And if it's not going to interrupt, then do not press the last button. That's why most Mishimas only default to using these two buttons. And this flash punch is pretty much available to every Mishima. They all have it. Next move. It's just the 1-2. Now, a lot of people don't use it unless they do this. You don't need to necessarily finish it. This is the extension to it. It's XYBA on Xbox and square, triangle, circle, X on PlayStation. Now I'm going to go over some notations to simplify this. Across all gaming devices, this is how notations work. So if you're on Xbox, the X button equals 1, Y equals 2, B equals 3. B is located on the right side of your controller, by the way. So, and A, oh, I'm on crack. I had them backwards. There we go. There we go. A equals 3 and B equals 4. So if you have a PlayStation controller, this is square, this is triangle, this is X, and you've guessed it, but circle equals 4. I'm going to leave that up for a little bit, so if you want to write it down or something, you can. Hopefully I didn't get rid of it too fast. So I'm going to be referring to these notations. This move, though, is good for keeping the enemy away. As it starts with a jab, and since it starts with a jab, you know the jab is the beginning of his 1-1-2, which is 10 frames. Since it's 1-2, it's gonna start up in 10 frames and it's going to be a fast move. You use this when people are coming up to you and you want to keep them off of you. It's hard for somebody to run up to you and then input a move and have that move be completely uninterruptible unless it has a property we call high crush. High crush is a property that makes people's moves go under your punches. I am not an artist. Disclaimer, I am not an artist. But you don't have to worry about that until it happens. So yeah, we're gonna use 1-2 to keep him away. We traded here because of high crush. That's another high crush move. Timed it first. And you can kind of just rip it out. Well, you can let it rip. As you can see, if he doesn't use a move, if he doesn't use a move specifically designed to stop it, it's just gonna keep hitting. That 1-2 is just gonna keep hitting unless he uses a move specifically designed to counter the 1-2. So again, if you want to put pressure on someone, you can use that, and then you can use the extension. And if you want to play defensively, you can use that to keep people out. Look how far I go. It takes me from range 4.45 to 3.2 to 2 to 1. So 1-2 is really good. Now, I don't want to get into too much math because that makes people, I don't know, it blows people's brains up. And I am people, it blows my brains up too. But I have to talk about the jab. Do you see that number +8? What +8 means, let me break this down. +8 means that any move that I do that comes out at 8 frames, well, at 18 frames, basically comes out 8 frames faster. So it's like you're giving yourself frames. Let's see. Forward 4, it has 19 and 20 startup frames. Down forward 3, I'm sorry, I'm using annotations. It's right here though. I don't want to jump into it a little too fast, so I'm going to try to take my time here. Here we go. So we have a 15, 16 frame move, right? If we land this jab that's +8, and then we want to do our 15 frame move afterwards, in order to interrupt it, this person is going to need a move that's faster than 7 frames. There are no moves in the game that are faster than 7 frames, right? So let's run the simulation. I set Kazuya to jab because jab is the fastest possible move he can do. And the move I'm using right now is this one. I'm gonna try to make this so you can understand frame data across every single character you pick, and you never need an explanation for it again. So this move's called Slaughter Hook. I'm only using the first part of it though. I don't know where the singular input for it is, but I'm only using the first part of it. So the single jab is extremely strong because across the cast, if you hit someone with a single jab, you get +8. And you can do whatever you want. For the most part. Like that's gonna be too slow. This kick here, because you see it starts at 20 and 21 frames. If we subtract 8 from 20, then they can pretty much do anything 12 frames or faster. See, it's not gonna land. But if we take our +8 and we do a move with 15 startup frames, there's nothing on earth they can do to interrupt it. This is how you find what people call frame traps. Now, I needed to expand upon that so you can understand how you can build your own offense and defense as we go through the moves list. So do not neglect the one jab or your frame data. Frame data is where Tekken gets nerdy. You have to take time to like sit down and go through this stuff to understand where your strengths and weaknesses lie with the character and where your best moves are. Like this move, for example. You see that? 13, 14. If you pay close attention to the jab frames, you can quickly realize that if you land a jab and you subtract 8 from 13, they ain't interrupting that. There's nothing they can do about that. Now let me show you this move I'm using. It is down forward 4, and I can't find it. I'm getting a refund. I probably skipped it. He doesn't have a massive moves list, which I do appreciate, because with Kazuya's moveset, it is 100% the case of quality versus quantity. Oh, here we go. So it's the first attack of Tsunami. This is his Tsunami Kick. It's a two-part attack. If you land the first hit, you get the second hit guaranteed. You can even delay it. So this is the fastest speed, and this is the delayed speed. Now, as you can see, I got punished when he blocked the whole thing, because the whole Tsunami Kick is -15. So even if he jabs, it's going to hit me. Because as we know, a jab has a 10 frame startup. If it has a 10 frame startup, it's definitely going to hit me if I'm at 15 frames of disadvantage. 15 frames of disadvantage basically means if someone's paying attention, your health bar should go from here to here. So with a 15 frame disadvantage, you're basically getting put in a casket. Let's see if I can display how bad a 15 frame disadvantage is. That's 12. That's not too bad. I often use punishment training as well. Oh, that's 15. There it is. Do not neglect punishment training by any means. It's really good. So if your move is 15 frames disadvantage, you're basically going to get launched by everybody in the game, assuming they're paying attention. It's not easy to electric punish this move, but if you're fast, it can be done. So yeah, as you can see, he took 75 damage from a fairly basic combo, and his health was like from here to here. When you're playing in the early ranks as Kazuya, you don't have to play unsafe. Even in the further ranks, you don't have to play unsafe. So if you do this, let's look at the risk reward. You do 31 damage for a landed Hell Sweep. But if you get that Hell Sweep blocked, you are minus 23. You're dead. If you get your Hell Sweep blocked, you're dead. I'm not saying never to use Hell Sweep, but as a primary strategy, statistically speaking, the odds are not in your favor. So if you plan on implementing a vortex heavy style of Kazuya, vortex meaning that your game plan is mainly centered around doing this and making people guess this. If you want that style, you're not going to have consistent results because of the inconsistency of the human mind. All it takes is for someone just to randomly feel like ducking. Your hell sweep gets blocked, and then you're holding your stomach. So do consider these things when you're choosing what playstyle is more comfortable for you. Let's get back to the moves list because there are quite a few moves to cover. This move, you don't see a lot of success with. It has a good amount of pushback, but it's very easy to interrupt, and a lot of people do interrupt it. Let's see how it is on block. It's -9 on block. You can duck after it. But when you're -9, this is something people never tell you in Tekken. When you're -9, you cannot move. All right? So, this. Where's a -9 move at? I mean, this is what I have. if you're -9, you can't move. So I can't sidestep. I'm spamming down. I can't move at all. All you can do at -9 is block. They say that's the magic number, and I see why. Where if you're -3, you can maneuver around. Now let me show you something. The single jab is +1 on block. So even if they block, you have room to play around. But 1-2 is +8, just like a single jab on hit. And like I went over before, +8 is, you can't really interrupt a lot of moves that come after someone's +8. Same outcome. So people have to respect your +8. When it comes to like what people say are mashing and stuff like that, if you have your frames tight, people cannot mash. That's not a thing. Because if they mash, they get deleted. For instance. Doesn't matter what he presses. He's jabbing. Jabbing is the fastest button you can press. And that's a mid. Yeah, 110 damage for jabbing. If people are mashing against you, all that means is that you're opting for slow things rather than fast frame tight things. I want to get that out the way now so you think about that later if you're ever dealing with somebody who's mashing against you. Because if you're taking this, a lot of people play this wrong too, the down back 4. The down back 4 is a good tool, but you have to be careful of what you press afterwards. Because one, it has 20 startup frames. So a lot of Kazuyas try to do down back 4 into down back 4. You see that's interruptible. That's what we call fake pressure. Now I don't want to be too all over the place with the guide. I have a tendency to like drift into very important topics that nobody tells you that I wish I learned when I started playing Tekken. Like the whole -9 thing. Dude, I learned that like 3 weeks ago. No one told me that. I did not know that if I was -9, I literally couldn't sidestep. If I had learned that so much earlier in my Tekken journey, I would be beating a lot more people up, and I would probably take a lot less damage. So let's just get into the moves list. I guess this is what happens when you don't write down like a plan. You just kind of freestyle. All right, so this move here, I do like it if people get too used to you using the Backfist combo. It's +4 on hit. If you land the first part, the rest of this is landing. So it's like his flash punch combo, right? But this is where I talked about Kazuya's game plan being different. They're both 25 damage, but the key difference is while they have the same startup speed and they're 25 damage, one leaves the opponent standing and one creates space. I like the Backfist combo because I don't like this. This part where I have to run up to the opponent. I am not too fond of that. I like standing pressure. As you can see, it's +4 on hit, and what +4 means is any move that comes out in 14 frames will now be uninterruptible. Because if you subtract 4 from 14, you get 10. And 10 is the fastest you can get in the game. So, a signature move from Kazuya is down forward 2, also known as down forward Y or down forward triangle. Let me find that thing for you. The Abolishing Fist, the infamous move. You cannot sidestep this because it has the homing property. This means if someone is sidestepping, they're getting clapped. That's what that symbol means because it's a homing move. And a homing move can be visually identified by this trail. See that blue trail? I'm colorblind. It might be green, it might be blue, it might be teal. I don't know. But you cannot step this move or you get clapped. And it comes out in 14 frames. So if you're doing the math, you're +4 here. If you do that immediately, it'll trade with the jab because again, the jab is 10 frames. It's the fastest thing you can do. You land that, and somebody's going to sleep. I can't land electric after that because I'm geriatric. It is what it is. Hey, look, we don't all have it like that. So, if you want a quick option with a high reward and pretty minimal risk, this is always good when you have your frames. Like, +4, right? You already know this will trade. I'm kind of warming up, I can't lie. So always keep that in mind. This is the basis of frame data. Typically, you'd have a lot longer guides basically explaining frame data, but it's like, that's frame data. You don't need a 40-minute guide to learn that. I think people overcomplicate frame data. If it's a plus sign, you're adding frames to your advantage. If it's a minus sign, you have disadvantage. So plus means your next move comes out faster. Minus means your next move comes out slower. That's frame data. With that being said, I like this for my type of game plan, which leaves the opponent standing. Other Kazuyas like this, which leaves the opponent down. And then they implement the vortex. It's all personal preference. There's nothing that's like, you have to do this or that, right? Next move. It's the most popular one, probably, amongst the lower rank Kazuyas. As you can see, you have the first two hits, but the last two parts of it can be blocked. And if the opponent presses a button during the last part, they get counter hit. You get the point. The way I use this move is if someone's not blocking it, then I'm going to keep doing it. But I combine it with this liberal use of this to condition them, and then all of a sudden I hit him with that. And it's delayable too. So this is full speed. Look at the range. The range is insane. And that's with a slight delay. Human reaction time is quite fast, but sometimes it's 2-hour dismay because the slight delay can get you. It's hard to tell that a move is coming if you're in like a fast reactionary type of mode. So that's what that move is for. It's best implemented when conditioned with 1-2 strings. You have double Backfist. This move I don't find a lot of success with, but there is a Kazuya named Villainous who uses this a lot. Basically, if you press into the second thing, you will get counter hit launch. Now, as you can see, Kazuya Specialist can convert this into a full combo. But it's going to be very rare to see. You're not going to see that a lot. However, it comes out at 12 frames. So if the opponent uses any moves that leave them at 12 frame disadvantage or higher, you can use this. The first 2 hits are guaranteed on counter hit. Well, the only hits of the string. The whole string's guaranteed on counter. And it's +7. Just trying to find something fast. Kazuya's actually really slow. Yeah, so Kazuya is really slow if you haven't noticed. His down forward 1, his body hook, comes out in 15 to 16 frames. That's extremely slow. That's 5 frames away from being 20. Like, it's not fast at all. So, like I said, Kazuya has quality over quantity. You have to set everything up. So, if you want to set the body hook up, you have to have something else, like jab body hook, or jab. So 1-2 body hook, or jab body hook. This doesn't work because, again, the frame did. So you're only +4 if someone mashes a jab. You're gonna get popped in the mouth. Early ranks, you're not gonna have to worry about that problem because a lot of people aren't mashing jabs early ranks. They're mashing a lot slower stuff. So if you get your +4 from this, and you decide to throw in this move, you're not going to get beaten by anything unless it's like 11 frames or slower because of the attack startup situation. I do apologize for the guide being drawn out, kind of boring, but it is what it is. You know, learning isn't always fun, or at least with me. So you have the next string, Agony Spear. I like this a lot. It is a high, but on hit, you're a solid +7. You get that if you want, and the string has an extension. This extension, a lot of people get clipped by because it's highly delayable. But again, it's two highs. So you have to keep in mind when you're doing two moves that are both highs, the chances of someone ducking those or using any random button to go under these moves, they increase. So you can't just throw it out willy-nilly. Ideally, you would like to condition your opponent with mids. Let me see. Where's the attack info? Because when you do mids, aka middle attacks, people can't duck those. You can't duck mids. Mids are specifically designed to stop ducking and evasive moves. Ah! I thought I cut it off. There we go. So if someone's ducking a lot, you can just throw out your middle attacks. But if they're ducking a lot and you do something like this, you're gonna get blown up because it's two highs back to back. And when you miss, you're gonna have quite a bit of recovery frames. So do keep that in mind. If you want to use this string or high strings, you have to watch for that. Now the extension to this is a middle attack. It is a mid. So if they mash, they're gonna get blown up. If you follow our rule of taking your plus frames, you see that +8, you have the chance to rip that string. And if they press anything afterwards, they're gonna have a bad time. Because again, at +8, you can do whatever you want. Now, another detail about this string is that you can cancel it to Wind God Step, as it says here. Wind God Step is how you get to doing your electrics or your hell sweep or your wave dashes. But you can cheat the input to Wind God Step by doing this string. So if you hold down forward, you get the Wind God Step. This becomes uninterrupted. So basically, if you get hit by this, most of the options that come out of it are uninterrupted. I like this string a lot. It's really good, but you have to condition people to stop crouching. Early ranks, you're probably gonna get away with this without a lot of resistance. Your normal roundhouse, we used to call this a magic 4 because if you get hit with it, you're probably getting launched. So look at, bam, magic 4. But magic 4s do this normally. They're high. The range is really bad. Look, his jab literally connects further than his magic 4. That is absurd. Kicks are designed to be further reaching than punches. Yet this kick is so bad. You have to actually like really catch somebody bad because it's not happening most of the time. That's all I gotta say. It's just not happening most of the time. Look. Look at this. But when someone presses a button, they expand their hitbox. You see from this range, it'll usually whiff, right? But if I jab him and he hits back, all of a sudden I can hit him. So do keep that in mind when it comes to the magic 4. It ain't a lot of magic unless it's a counter hit. The frames aren't really that great. It comes out in 12, which is really fast, but you have to catch someone pressing a button. Because if they're not pressing a button, you're gonna be hitting air, and it's such a bad high hitbox. Like it's insane. Look, it is insane. All right, so I didn't know you could do this from crouching, so that's news to me. This is Demon Scissors. It's not bad. Hear me out. It's not bad. Look at the distance. It hits from like range 3. I don't think they can get out of that sequence. Yeah, it's a janky move. It's one of those weird moves where the properties change based on the maximum hit range. So if you're close, it's like a slam. If you're far, it's like that. I don't know why it does that. I have no idea why it does that. But I have no idea. But if someone's running at you from across the screen and you don't want to do this, you can surprise them with the Demon Scissors. And if time is low and you use the Demon Scissors, you have a chance to hit them, which can kill them, or you can just stay on the ground and you take less damage. So that is definitely a scumbag way to take a round from somebody, but hey, it's Kazuya Mishima, dog. He would probably do that in real life. Alright, so Acute Pain, this is a good string. I mean, a good move. Comes out in 12 frames, really quick. Knocks down on hit. And if you're far enough, it can duck under jabs. So at about range, yep, like range 1.8, you'll be able to time it under grabs. So it's like a double body chop, hits in the body. The second one has a really low hitbox too, which is really good. But yeah, it's a good quick move, pretty easy to set up. But it's minus 13 on block. At minus 13, you can get punished very hard. So you can't just do that liberally. It's not like the rest of the moves you can just throw out. Soul Thrust, this is his Power Crush. Power Crush is a good way to end rounds or relieve pressure from yourself. You can't spam it because if you spam Power Crush loses to lows and grabs. It's punishable. It loses to lows. Has decent range, but it is steppable. Very steppable. You have to step it to the, you can step it from both sides if you're far enough, but if you're close, you have to step it this way. You can also just walk it. As you see, tracking 8, be tracking, so. That's why you want to sidestep in increments, and sidewalk in increments. Because random stuff will catch you even when it's not supposed to. But it is power crushable. So yeah, it's a good move, but don't rely on it because of that. This move, I have like mixed feelings on. I like it for what it is. Look at the range. We're hitting from range 3.5. Any move you do after eating this is gonna whiff. It comes out quite slow at 17 frames, but the distance it comes out at is extremely good. On block, it is minus 13. So if you do it at the wall, you're likely to get obliterated. But if you do it from this range as a keep out tool and you time it well, you're gonna find a lot of success with it. This is forward 3. You're gonna find a ton of success with this as a keep out tool, and it has offensive potential. I like this sequence specifically. It's only +5 though, so it's nothing incredible. Keep that in mind. So yeah, I like it as a keep out tool. I can see it being used to keep people near the wall. But it is extremely linear and again minus 13. So if it gets blocked near the wall, you're probably gonna get your head ripped off. This is a move you'll see a lot from Kazuya. +7 on hit, as you know. if you're +7, you can do most of your moves afterwards. So. And it leaves him crouching, which is why he's not jabbing immediately. The benefit of leaving an opponent crouching is that their moves are probably going to come out slower, right? So that's why this is a frame trap. If they're crouching, their moves are probably going to come out at like 12 frames or 11 at the slowest. I mean, at the fastest. There's not a lot of people that have like an 11 frame while standing move. This is 13. This is 21. This is 11. And the damage it does is minuscule. And then there's this, which is 16. So while crouching moves or while standing moves are really slow. But this right here, the down jab, everyone has access to it. It's the fastest. So yeah, this is a good move to throw out to check people and scare them into into not pressing buttons. Because if they press into this, they're eating the floor. Look, that's 38 damage. Easily. That's 41 damage. That's 40. Very easily. So, I was going to try to do jab into it, but it's 19 frames, so it's not the fastest. You have to be careful when you're throwing this out a lot in the neutral. If anyone's never explained what neutral is, this is neutral, right? This is the range where either of us can press a button, and if we're not close enough, the button's going to whiff, right? And if I move, their button's going to whiff. So this space is the neutral. So stuff like the moves I've covered pretty much help you control the neutral, right? Yeah, that arrow is quite nifty. I'm going to be honest. I like that. So yeah, if anyone's ever talking about neutral, they're basically saying the distance in which anyone can throw out a move, and if you backdash, the opponent's move will likely whiff. That is what the neutral is in a nutshell. This is not neutral. That's the opposite of neutral. Alright, here, Glorious Demon Godfist is Kazuya's punch parry. I find more success with punch parries at lower frame advantages. Because if it's +8, right, the punch parry is going to activate. You see that? It has 25 frames of startup, right? The parry is only active during about, like, I'd say the first 5 frames. So if I get +8, right, and I immediately go to parry, I'm going to get popped in the mouth. Because there's startup frames and then the active parry frames. I believe the parry is active for like the first 4 frames. So it's not like a super reliable option. It's more of a setup thing. You see he blocked it? Since I'm +1 when he blocks it, it's easier to parry because the frames are low. But if I'm +8 and I go to parry, I have to delay it. You see? Because I'll get hit on immediate timing. That's kind of how parries are supposed to work. Parries punish immediate timing and predictable timing at small frames. And it has a good pushback. If you're against the wall, you can get a full combo from that. This move, we've covered the first part of it already. The body check. This is very good for checking crouching opponents. And if you do any of the follow-ups, they're guaranteed on hit. So that's guaranteed on hit. So if you know someone's going to crouch or press a button, you get all that. And he shifts into devil form when you land this specific version, which is down, forward, 1, 2, down, forward, X, Y, down, forward, square, triangle. As you can see, I'm +9 when I land this. +9, no one's interrupting anything you're doing at +9. If anyone interrupts you after this, it's because they just disrespected your frame data. That's it, and you're not checking them accordingly. At +9, they're not interrupting anything. As you can see, the jab leaves you +8, and they can barely interrupt that. They can barely interrupt that. I can't do combos right now. I'm trying to make a guide. It is what it is. So if you ever land this move, they cannot do anything about that. You can do this, you can do this. Anything that comes out 19 frames or slower, you can do. I mean, 19 frames or faster, you can do. And there shouldn't be a lot they can do to interrupt that. Unless it's a jab, right? But then you can just opt for something faster, like this or like this. At +9, there's no way you're interrupted. You can even do that again. And if they press, full combo. So yeah, very good move. However, the second part of it is duckable. This is a mid-high. So, early ranks, you're going to be able to land this liberally. Later ranks, it also leaves the opponent crouching. 0 on hit. I mean, 0 on block. So it's neutral. A lot of people think this is plus. It's not. Lots of Kazuya's options can be beaten by this move. Or rather, anything that's fast from while crouching. And again, it's a high. So you want to be careful. You get all that because someone got it. All of that if you decide to finish it and someone knows. So if you're gonna use that move, you better make sure you condition them to respect it. The second part of it is specifically for people who like to duck. Because look at the extension. Mid, mid. So there is a mind game here. The second part of this also launches on counter hit. So there's a mind game here with stuff like this. Oh yeah, also this isn't guaranteed on block. I mean on hit like the rest of them. This is the only variation that's not guaranteed on hit. In order to get this to launch, you have to only catch the counter hit on the second half. If both are a counter hit, you'll get this off, but if you want to counter hit launch, you have to get someone to press only on the second hit. It's -8, so you can almost not move if it gets blocked. Slaughter high kick, this one's high as well. So a lot of people will just duck that string because it's a 2-for-1. If you duck that, you also duck that. So by ducking, they choose to handle both of those options, right? Which is why you have to mix in this because it's slow. It's 15 frames too, so you have to set it up. So if you, for example, let's say you do that, boom, boom, boom. You know, we're throwing it in there. All of a sudden, you can rip one of those out, and you're good. Each variant has its own use cases. Against the wall, this one's really good. Down for 1-4. And on counter hit against the wall, the middle variation's also good. So against the wall, you have a mind game. If they expect you to do one of the highs, you can let the middle variation rip. If they expect you to do the middle variation, they're gonna stand up, and you might clip them with this. It's punishable on block, by the way. See that? It's -11. A lot of people aren't gonna punish this, but a lot of people will duck it. And if they duck it, say goodbye to your health bar. If you do land it, you get guaranteed follow-ups. So forward, forward, 4, forward, forward, B, forward, forward, circle. We can call them all the same thing, essentially. Hold on. I have a message. So yeah, you get forward, forward, 4, or you get the stomp, which is Kazuya's down 3+4. You have to run up though. You see how it says combo? You get an easy 50 damage. 51. For landing the 4-4-4, I wave dash. That makes it easier for me, but I would recommend just taking the stomp. You don't have to worry about messing up a wave dash. You get 51 damage. It is what it is. It's pretty good. Abolishing Fist, we covered this. It's his 14 frame don't move or you die, don't press or you die button. Again, minus 12 on block. So if someone does block it, your turn is over and they're going to punish you as hard as they can for it. So keep that in mind. Impaling knee elbow slash. You see that? It's an 18 frame startup. So after a jab is pretty decent. It'll trade though. And if it trades, you get 40 damage by following up with a 1-1-2. It won't trade a lot, I'm telling you right now. A lot of Kazuyas use this for aggression. Because it's a mid-high. Mid-highs are really good. And against the wall, it fully wall splats. So it's a mid-high that fully wall splats, and you're plus 15 on hit. You saw the power of plus 8. The power of plus 15. They better respect that. The downside to the string is, again, it's a mid-high, and it's a string. So if someone knows the string, and they duck the string, you're going to China, bro. You're getting cooked. So mix up your options as always, because Kazuya has the next part. Down for a 3-2. The knee is plus 9 on hit, so you can pretty much loop it. It's minus 7 on block. So if someone thinks you're gonna do the mid high, you can do the mid or the mid again. And it's a 3-string. Let me show you something cool about the last part. It has this huge counter hit animation if they press on the last button. Now, if I stop sitting in my chair like a weirdo, I can probably land the actual combo. You get the idea. That's like 97 damage unoptimized. I think you have to be able to run up electric though. Oh no, you can win God Fist. You can win God Fist. But the damage difference is quite substantial. Yeah, so that whole string is a mind game between that, and then you're plus 5 on hit. So I tried to do down 4-1, but it's gonna trade with jabs because it's 15 frames. However, that's 14 frames. That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to trade it with the jab since the jab comes out at 10 frames. And I know this comes out in 14 frames and I'm plus 5. So basically, what I was trying to do was intentionally trade it with the jab to create a perfect electric situation. So, yeah. As you can see, you can do a lot based off of that. We're going to try some Kazuya combo video stuff with this. It's a dope string. If you get it blocked, you will die. You will die if you get it blocked. The damage is incredible. 73. I'm not doing any complicated combos. I'm working on it though. Hold on. I'm trying to show you something cool, but I suck. So look at the damage. 104 damage if you eat that last hit against the wall. Specifically on counter hit. So yeah, the potential for this string is insane. It's really good for combos. If I want to keep things simple, I'll just go ahead and do this. You know, easy 70 damage, not a lot of recoverable health. Depending on the combo, you don't have to charge it all the time. It's interruptible, as you see. But that's the mind game part of it. You can hold it, and if you think someone's gonna press, see, if I don't hold it long enough, I mean, if I hold it too long, I can get jabbed, right? But if I release it, if you release it at the right time, you get all the glory of that. So I would highly advise experimenting with that string. It's really interesting. But if you do the raw string on block, you're minus 14. So you're gonna get tore up pretty bad. And obviously this is the hold variation. Tsunami Kick, we mostly covered it. I mean, it's a fast poke. It's a great mid check. It's +2, which isn't that much, right? So you can't expect to do too much after it. Works very well with down back 4. But at 13 frames, it's just a good interrupt for a lot of stuff. A quick mid check if someone likes evasive moves. Full string, 26 damage, leaves crouching, 0 frames. What I like to do is if I land this, I usually back up. Because if someone presses something, they're gonna whiff. Alright, this. Mainly for wall. I mean, there's ideas behind this, but you're not going to be landing this a lot in neutral. Third hit is minus 11. It's a mid-high. Mid-high, mid-mid. Doesn't give a good wall splat. it's mainly used to end a wall combo, right? So if you do something like this, obviously I suck, but as you see from the inputs, you kind of want to mash it out a little bit. If you try to, look, I'm putting in the inputs just as it says, right? You won't always get it. That's why you see a lot of people just mash out the inputs. I don't know, just little stuff like that. It never hurts to mash out your inputs. You don't lose anything for it. This move is an infamous Kazuya move. This counter hit launches, 23 frame startup, right? And you can cancel it by holding back. In the Kazuya matchup, what I do a lot is this to interrupt it. I do a lot of this. Or a lot of that. This is up 3, up back 3, or up forward 3. This move is really good if you think someone's going to press a button. It's only +3 though, so it's not super miraculous. If you land this while standing 1+2, this move is not interrupted. As you can see, it's 13 frames, and this is +3. And it's safe on block. Not that part, but while standing 1+2. This move is not safe on block. Let's see how unsafe it just is. It actually is. -14. Kazuya can launch that. It can be low parried. I can hop kick it on reaction. I can block it on reaction. So with this move, you don't want to just throw it out. You want to use it as a timing tool. So if you're +15, that's going to counter hit. If you're +8, if anyone jabs imperfectly, they're probably going to get launched by that, right? It's a good keep out tool. Say you're blasting someone with these. Look at the range. And you don't have to do it immediately. You can keep blasting these out, and then boom. With the extension. And the shift to crouching state is really good because you can mind game. So, say boom. You can really fool people with this because the range it covers is immaculate too. A lot of Kazuyas will try to get you with that. Don't fall for that. I think it's mainly one, a counter hit tool based on timing, and two, offensively. That's how I like to use it. And the rare event that I do use it, it's to confuse somebody getting up. Now this move, this is Kazuya's 13 frame punisher. So anytime someone does a move that is -13 frames or higher, you can use this to punish them. Just like the down for a 1-2, it's +9 when you start running. into your heat. So as you know, with +9, you can do whatever you want. They cannot step. They cannot step. So if you check them properly, you should be okay, right? On block, it's not the same. If the opponent blocks this move, you're minus 19. But it has pushback, right? So a lot of people won't punish it properly. A lot of people are not going to punish this properly because it has pushback, right? But Kazuya can do it right back. A good Mishima can electric it back. There's slight delay. But yeah, when you try to punish it, there's like a slight delay sometimes. If you try to electric punish it, it's safer to just use the same exact move as a punisher. And at the worst case scenario, forward 3, worst case scenario. You can forward 2. We didn't get into that yet. You get the point, though. You get the point. This move, very underutilized because it's slow. It's 20 frames. Counter hit, though, this thing slaps. Boom. Eating dirt. And you get that guaranteed. That too, but it's not as good. So it's like holding down back and spamming 3. Whereas you can do this and tap forward 4 because it cancels crouch, right? So if you do this and forward 4, you see how you do a forward move out of crouch? The forward input cancels crouching. But yeah, it's pretty slow. That's why a lot of Kazuyas just don't use it. The range is okay. It's not that great. +7. And crouching again. There's some sneaky stuff you can do with it though, like this and to down forward 3+4. But since both people are crouching, Kazuya has this. So you specifically have to be careful though. Because if someone mashes and they've blocked this move, you don't get that much from it. It's -9. You can't even step. You can barely move. All you can really do is some wild crouching moves. So that's why this move doesn't see a lot of utilization. And you know, I'll say it's not that great. I'm gonna be honest, it's not that great. Maybe my brain is too small and I have not found the ideal use for it, but let's see. Look, I can't even do it out of heat. What am I supposed to do with that move? It's actually a good spike, I think, for combos. For example, it's a good spike. Man, my controller is at its end. I've had this thing since Tekken 7. Yeah. So after the spike, you do get the forward forward four. Simple example. But if you don't drag out the forward forward input, it's gonna be short. As you can see, it's whiffing. See, you kind of got to drag out the forward forward. You got to drag it out by holding forward for a little longer than usual. I'm trying to see if that works in a neutral, just normally. So I'm going to do a normal forward forward four. You see that? The distance covered is vastly different. So forward forward four, and then dragging it out. So it's like forward holding forward four versus forward 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 four. I feel like I'm saying far quad on four quads or something like that. All right, sliding low kick. I'm not editing that out. I'm leaving that in there. Sliding low kick, great range move. I like this a lot. 0 on hit at tip range. 0 on hit at tip range. Why was it 0 on hit and now it's not 0 on hit? Harada, what the? Look, 0 on hit at tip range. All right, I'm not tripping. So at range 2 point. Wait. Yo. You see how Kazuya is jank, bro? Sometimes it's 0, right? Sometimes it's -1. Regardless, though, it's only -1. So you can do stuff like that. It's really good against highs. It's really good to get good against highs, and if people don't know the matchup, they might respect it. So you can get away with doing stuff like this into that. So down back 3 into while standing 4, for example, you can get away with. You can get away with that. This is a reads based move. I like to do this or that. Down jab is +6. So you can't disrespect down jab or you will eat twin pistols. Or you'll eat while standing 1+2. That can trade. While standing 2, we'll trade with a jab after a down jab. So yeah, again, don't sleep on down jab. But you can get a down jab real quick by doing that. And if they disrespect the down jab, they get obliterated. So keep that in mind with this move. Now, what I love about this move is on counter hit. Counter hit. +7. There's not going to be a lot of interrupting going on when you're +7. So, a sneaky trick I like to do is I'll hit that move. Do you see the slime? Takes a little practice, but I guarantee you, I am the only Kazuya doing this. I guarantee you. You see the implications though, right? You can do a lot of tricky stuff just by creating pressure using this sliding low kick. Because if they disrespect the down jab, it's over. The weakness to this is obviously if they hop kick, you get sent to Japan. Or if they decide to low parry and you're doing that, if you're staying low, a lot of the stuff is minus on hit. So that's minus 17 on block. You're getting killed. Minus 6 on hit. Minus 4 on hit. So you can't get too greedy. You gotta know, okay, I'm minus 1 here, I'm plus 6 here, I'm minus 4 here. After the minus 4, don't get minus 6, don't get too greedy. I mean, you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. I might need to coffee up. I'm not gonna lie, I slept like crap. But after the minus 4, don't get too greedy because you can get clapped. You're free to sidestep electric though, because again it's not minus 9, so you can still play the game. I like down 4 at tip range as well. Down 4, I really like it. Now, as you can see, I'm pressing back to crouch cancel, essentially. Because if you don't, he might stay crouched a little longer than you want him to. You see? Hey, well, I mean, not pressing it works, but for me, I'm so used to crouch canceling, that's just what I do. Stature Smash, we talked about this kick. 20 frame startup, plus 4. Yeah, with plus 4, you can do most of what you want. Or counter hit, though, bang, plus 17 on counter hit. See, the weird thing though is even though it's plus 17, you're not guaranteed anything. That's not real. That's not real. So keep that in mind that if you do get a counter hit, that just lets you do more. But like, most people don't press after getting this counter hit. So yeah, be mindful of that. I like how you can see I'm doing down forward 1, down forward 2, and I'm literally just not getting it. Whatever though. This Sokushitsu Goda back 1-2 is a great punish for Kazuya because it wall splats. Not enough Kazuyas use this move. If someone does something unsafe, right, and you're right here, this thing wins the match for you. So if you see a Kazuya do this and you block it, you can punish that thing with this. And they're in the air for quite a while. So if you have an offensive plan, you can close distance very easily. If you have a defensive plan, now you have space again to play that neutral. Obviously, the sniper foot is going to hit from range a million. You don't need to do much for it to hit. Look at the range on it. It's really good. So yeah, you'll see really good Kazuya players do this as an actual punish because you're getting 30 damage, comes out in 11 frames. And elite Kazuyas know you're slightly off axis, right? So if you're slightly off axis, stepping the direction that you're off axis is a bit easier. My God, I just tapped my mic button to see if it was muted the entire time, and I thought it was muted the entire time. You was about to see me on the news. I was about to crash. I was about to crash. All right, so look, boom, right? You're +1, which is good. You can't do a ton at +1, but you can play the game. You can move, and that slight off axis is super good. Damn, super good. So if you're slightly off axis and someone's mashing, they're gonna keep going that direction, and you can get this situation basically, or a situation like this. Very common. You can delay the string too. Normally, I'm not gonna get a counter hit, right? I set him to jab, but if I delay it, boom, he's getting plastered. I ain't saying that, but back 2-2, 14 frame, right? It'll trade here because of the 14 frames. I like this move as keep out because it's a mid-mid. And if I'm feeling particularly cheeky and I see that they're not ducking the second string or I've conditioned them, I let that rip. It will trade with jabs. So it's good, but it's punishable. So if you only do 2, just know it's punishable. Sticking to 1 isn't that bad. On counter hit, you're guaranteed to get the 2. But it's only +2, so it's nothing substantial. This one is more frequently used. Back 2-4, but it is a mid-high. As you know, you can duck highs. -3, which isn't too bad. You can play the game still. You have good setup potential here if people decide to press. I tried to set up another perfect electric situation. Not gonna happen. But yeah, if people get too used to this, boom, blast them with the 3rd string. Not really delayable. Decent pushback as well. I would use it for creating wall pressure sometimes. Yo, it might just be my controller dying for real. My controller might be cooked. Is it time? Well, yeah, you see the point, right? At wall, you can get some good stuff going with that. Oh, this move, back 3-1-4-1, right? -14 if they block the whole thing. Most people don't. This first part I like. It's +6, but it's a high. On block, though, what a lot of people don't know is it's 0 on block. So yeah, I like the first 2 into the 3rd hit. Third hit will hit more than you think, right? A lot of people just get hit by it. I don't know. So you have the mind game between the first two and the first three. But the range is very short. It's not as bad as his Magic 4, but the range isn't that great. And then you have the extension. Sir. On counter hit, obviously you get the first two at +6. Yo. The full string not only looks sick, but it wall splats. So if you do the full string, you will get a wall splat. It just catches people. There's a low variation here, but it's only +1. So you're not getting too much out of that. Just keep in mind the third hit is +7. And a lot of people do not know that. So if you're on the wall and you want to get somebody splatted and you think, maybe they don't know, never hurts. Never hurts to run that thing. Not to mention the pushback. It has a decent amount of pushback. It's not the most, but you have enough to pull back from jabs. All right, so this move, Flash Tornado. Need I say more about the range? It's a homing high. Counter hit. You're getting twirled. The best implementation of this move is in this situation. No one wants to be on the wall, right? So if he steps, he's going to get blasted by the incredible range of this move. I'm not sure if it high crushes like it used to. Alright. It high crushes past a certain range. You'll see that with a lot of Kazuya's moves. But yeah, the implementation of this move, it's not the fastest, but it will crush past a certain range. It's +7, so this will trade with jabs. Against people who like to crush and spam high crushing, this is not the one that I would be throwing out. Specifically if I'm on a wall. Alright, this move is one of my favorite Kazuya moves. But because it works for my playstyle, I am very, very counter hit heavy. I'm a counter fighter. I like to bait people into getting hit. So if you have something like this, it's an excellent, it's slow. It's very slow. And something that people don't know is look at where I'm standing right now, right? I'm standing right here. I'm gonna do the move. We'll see where I end up. Ah, crap. That wasn't good. I gotta draw a line on the floor. I'm a fool. Alright, I'm standing right here. I'm gonna do the move. I'm blowing my own mind. So basically, I'm at range 4.2. Now I'm at range 3.2. Now I'm at range 2. You see what I'm saying? This move actually moves you forward, which is not good for a counter hit move. But the way I offset it is that if I land my hit, I can react. I'm blessed enough to have the reaction time to be able to do that. I can do this on reaction. But I backdash first. Because if you don't backdash, look, you're going to get clipped. As always, though, it's +9, so this is a reactionary move. The only time I don't backdash is if I have a substantial amount of plus frames. So keep that in mind when you're doing stuff like this. Not happening. It's my favorite reactionary move. Now if you're in heat, full combo. You can see why that's a problem. If I react to someone whiffing a move, I can probably just do that here. Almost clipped him. I could have done it there. Yo, the bot don't care. The bot said I ain't whiffing. Yeah, the bot is not whiffing, bro. There we go, boom. He just tried to 10 hit string me. The audacity. I almost swayed out of that, but didn't work. You see the point, though. The bot is kind of cracked. Boom. Another one. Oh, he could have died for that. That's force of habit. That's force of habit. You see the point, though, right? Eventually, I'll take these moves to an online match and show you how I use these. This I don't use. I mean, I ain't even gonna explain that. Yes, there is sauce, but not much. I don't know what to tell you about that one. Yo, did I just find a new setup? Yo. Alright. We'll get back to that one. We'll get back to that one. This move, it's good to cheese people at the end of the round with. If you're on a timer, let's say you got 5 seconds left, they're across the screen, boom, you just burnt like 2 seconds because they have to duck it, right? So they have to basically duck this twice. And by the time they close the distance, what do you have? You have that, and and you have that. So that's what that's for. Now in heat, you see he can't block that. Normally, he can block that, and you're minus 15. But when Kazuya's in heat, you ain't blocking that. You're getting your chest blasted. So just keep that in mind. You can catch people sometimes. Especially in heat, because again, it's not blocking. And there's no chip damage that they can recover from that move. And it does a good chunk of damage. Misses very easily too. There's very use case scenarios for it in combos if you want to do the combo artist stuff. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to do any of that. This move, I'm still struggling with. It's 20 frame startup. When am I going to be able to do that? Kind of like this. When am I going to be able to do that? All right. It does have decent tracking. Decent though, like decent. Very below average, I would say. It's decent. It's decent. You got to use it from like this close. It has good pushback though. I do like that. You can easily set this up. Or a sidestep situation. But other than that, it's not the greatest. Now, we have this move. Incredible move. Wall splats. So you already know. After the wall splat, you get a situation going. Low crushes. So, for people who like to go under, you can throw that thing out. Let's look at the range. He has two variations. If you do it up, it's no different than up back. But if you do up forward, he's moving. It's awesome. Comes out at 19 frames. So, if you're +9, it'll trade. And this is assuming somebody can perfectly jab right at the end of your +9. This is assuming somebody is that cracked, right? It's just not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. For the most part. But yeah, when you learn to do the wave dash mixes and stuff, haven't gotten into it yet, not a bad option to throw out of it. Because on block, it's -9. Keep in mind, when you're -9, do not step or you will get slept. Next move. Need I say more? Y'all know this move already. -1 on hit. -23 on block. Now, I do cook people with this move if I'm feeling like a troll specifically. Because the second hit is a full combo. But no one's getting hit by that. For the most part, no one's getting hit by that. You can condition people. Because look at the range. It can actually work as a keep out move. And then you get your full combo. Because on counter hit, the first two are guaranteed. So there is some viability to it, but like it's so niche. If you're keeping somebody out with this, by the way, this does counter hit for a combo. Forgot to mention that. You have to dash up. The timing is quite unforgiving. But anyway, if you're keeping people out with this, right? And let's say you feel like they're about to commit to something, you can blow them up. If they do a low, you'll blow them up. If they do like a low hitting mid, kind of like that, that's kind of low hitting. That's kind of low hitting too. You will blow them up. You might get hate mail, but yeah, just doing this thing willy-nilly is not the way. Also, in a situation where you do this move and you hold forward, you get an unacceptable amount of damage. And there are nuances, as always. If you get the range just perfect, it will happen. It will happen. This is about it, I think. Yeah, this is about it. Nope. Up. Up. Oh, we're almost there. We might not be able to do it right now. You get a full wall combo off of that. It's easier on certain stages, it's harder on certain stages. But when you become specialized with Kazuya to a point where you can land that, it's gonna you're gonna win the match probably. This move is slept on. Kazuya doesn't have a hop kick, he has this. And if someone blocks that, you get killed. So if you do this, it's extremely good. Full combo. On block, it's only minus 13, I think. Yeah, it's only minus 13. So you're not getting murdered for it. You're taking damage. The risk reward is quite good. If somebody's running in at you, bang, you can blow them up, launch them full combo. If you think someone's gonna press, you can clip them. They try to step it, they'll still get clipped. It hits fairly low to the ground too. It can be fast or slow. You see? So you can actually timing mix people. I have a clip of me doing this and launching someone after 3 of these. Because it's just so weird. Misstep is how we're getting into like the wave dash stuff, right? Misstep is how Kazuya can cheat and put in wave dash. See? Because if you tap forward, this is what Kazuya does. He chooses a random direction, by the way. You have no influence over this. But this is the start of your electric stuff, right? So you learn the misstep by tapping forward. And then you go into Wind God Step by down forward, right? And now all you have to do is just press 2. An electric is you just doing this, but faster. This is a Wind God Fist. And that's electric. You get the electric by doing this, forward, down, forward. But all you do is you press forward, and then the moment you press down forward, you press 2. You have a bit of leeway time too. You can get a pretty good misstep out and then do electric. You don't have to stress about it right now though. This is like, honestly, this is quite an advanced tutorial with beginner stuff. So if I were to rewatch this tutorial, no one's ever explained the moves to this extent. Like playing Kazuya, I had to figure out what half of this stuff did myself, and like the specific use cases for the moves. A lot of people just don't ever explain that, so I can see where the frustration is and why every Kazuya player basically turns into a Vortex Kazuya that does 3 moves. So yeah, Devil Fist. This is a very linear move, right? -9. If this gets blocked, do not step or you will get rocked. On hit, you know what time it is. +9. In heat, full combo. If you don't hold forward after that, you get this thing. It's pretty cool. You see? Pretty cool. I would use it as 1 keep out. So you can combine it with stuff like that. Boom. Comes out pretty fast. 16 frames. But do know it is deceptive. The forward input adds additional frames. So a lot of the time, you can think you're doing it super fast, but your forward input is eating your frames. That's why you can get counter hit by stuff. In heat, this thing is not really steppable, dog, unless you do it from back here in Zimbabwe. If you do it back here from Uganda, somebody can step it and launch you. But if you're like this close, man, ain't nobody stepping that. We have his left splits kick. Great keep out move. If someone is -9, there is no reason not to throw this. It's slow, sure, but full combo. This is his quintessential wave dash mix tool, right? You'll see people do hell sweep, and now when you get up, it's like, oh, will he hell sweep me again? Yes. Will he hell sweep me again? Yes. You can try to guess yourself when I'm gonna do this move. How many times did you guess right? You probably fell for the no mix up, where somebody just does it a million times. I mean, that's the purpose of the move. It's hard callouts on evasive moves, crouching, and sidestepping at -9. And it goes into a full combo. Boom, 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 boom. My controller is done for. This thing is really getting cooked. Not the fastest move. 20 frames is not fast. Does good range. Look at that. Look at the range. Remember what I said about forward, 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 and then dragging it out? Same thing applies here. You see? I'm gonna back up. Insane. And Devil's Steel Pedal, same thing. This is the forward, forward, forward. +5. Great distance. Look how far he is. There's no retaliation you can do. If you press, I'm gonna react and probably smash you with that. Electric will hit. When God Fist will hit, very easily will crush jabs. 17 frames, again, forward, forward input, can eat your frames. So do know that when you're trying to use this in the neutral. This move, I hate it when it's used against me, but it's really good. Forward, forward, forward 3. Covers quite a bit of distance. +6 on block with chip damage, right? You can use this to back somebody against the wall. And when you learn the wave dash, you can implement it into your wave dashing game. But yeah, I don't use it a lot. I need to start. I just don't. I don't know how we got in the sunken place. Okay. This move is good for pushing people back to the wall. It's super hard to step. It looks steppable. It's actually not easy to step. If people do it twice in a row, you're probably going to get clipped even from a 90-degree angle. I get clipped when I'm not supposed to by this move quite frequently across the roster. Jin has the same move that goes into stance for some godforsaken reason. So yeah. If you have an offensive style, not a bad move to use. 10 hit string. You would think that I would not cover the 10 hit, right? I have memorized the 10 hit string intimately. Why? Because of this. Kazuya's 10 hit full combos. If you stop it here. For a lot of damage, I would say. This is -14 with a lot of pushback. Yeah. A lot of people get clapped by that move. I don't know why. I don't do this one. But it's the same thing. Yo! What the is that? Yo! That thing is plus. Yo, did we just +5? +1? No way. The stun is insane though. Hold on, let me see when we can actually press a button. That's when I'm finally able to press a button. Ladies and gentlemen, we might be cooking. Alright, so I'm gonna lab that. I had no idea he even had 2 different 10 hit strings. I only used the first one because of the full combo. Let's see. Where my frames at, yo? Where my frames at? -19. Never stopping it right there. -14. Never stopping it right there. No way. No way. No way. No way. Alright. As you can see, do not sleep on the 10 hit string propaganda. Do not sleep on it. Key charge. It's ass. Alright, so now we're going into the wave dash stuff, right? Like I said, misstep down forward is literally what this is. So it's just forward down forward. Forward down forward 1 is Kazuya's Thunder God Fist. Wall splats. It's not that great, I'm gonna be honest. I believe from a certain range close to the wall, you can do some kind of some dubious stuff. Yeah, for example, but very niche use case. Not safe when you get it blocked. Let me see how bad it is. I think it's 13. 16. Oh my god. Yeah, so don't ever do that move. Alright, nah, you can do it, but like super use case. In heat though, has a bit more usefulness because if you catch somebody crouching with it, you can hold up forward and it turns into a throw. And this throw gives you a lot of situations at the wall, right? So now we're going into Wind God Fist. Like I said, it crushes highs. I said that a lot earlier. If you do a deep dash, which is pressing down forward and letting the down forward play out, you'll crush highs way easier. But if you do it fast, you're not really going to crush any highs, but you'll get an effect. You see? It comes out really quickly, and it can consistently crush highs. So don't sleep on the Wind God Fist or the Electric. They both have specific use cases. Now for the Electric, this is going to have to be a whole nother video. But all it is pressing forward and then down forward, right? To initiate your Wind God step. But right as Kazuya starts bending down, you see that? Right when he starts bending down, just press down forward and 2. remember, you got to press forward and then press down forward with that empty space in between. Yeah, so right when Kazuya starts leaning forward, just press down forward. That's it. Hell Lancer. I don't like it. It's super steppable. And a lot of people just step anyway. It's -9. As you know, you can't step after -9. Has great wall pushback. At tip range, you can kind of snipe some people. Look. The traits are different based on the range. But being unable to move has been a big no-go for me. So keep that in mind. So this is Hell Sweep. All you're doing is forward, down, forward, and then 4-1. You want to specifically throw this move out to create some pressure. And if you're against the wall, it fully combos. So, the ideal times to throw this out are when you want to create some pressure and get a vortex going, assuming it's not your only playstyle and you're specifically choosing to do it because it's working. That's when you want to throw this out. Landing just 1 on counter hit. It's +20, but I don't think you get anything. Yeah, I always double check my knowledge just in case. So yeah, you definitely don't get anything. Oh, who sent me a message? Elusive Demon. I like this string a lot. Because if someone blocks the... You're safe here. It's just -9. You can't step though. So do not step or you will get slept. You know the deal. Specifically against wall. Ow. I like it against breakable walls. Boom. Right? Because it'll break the wall. These kinds of walls here, I don't see it being too crazy. You can get a little bit of Oki situations here. By the way, Oki, it's just what the opponent does when they get off the ground or how they get up off the ground and what you do to make it hard for them to do such a thing. That's all Oki is. So if you hear me say Okizime or Oki, that's what I mean by that. Patricide Fist. A lot of Kazuyas are going to be spamming this. It's basically crouch dash. As we went over, you press forward, down, forward. And for this, you're pressing these 2 buttons. If you remember your annotations, it's 1+2, or X plus Y, or square plus triangle. Ideally, you want to map these buttons to something, like your right bumper or your R1. Mine is my right bumper. +5. That's not interrupted. That's not interrupted. Jabs aren't interrupted. But that is. This is a good move for creating pressure. And getting the opponent to do something. Wave dash, hell sweep is not guaranteed after this. You see? Because it's so slow. So if you're getting mixed with this, stop. Crispy electric will trade. but you have to be frame perfect. And that ain't happening. Online, it's just not worth it. But you can check people that like to jab. But by doing that, now you can punish the jab with your hell sweep. You're basically getting people to be scared to do stuff. That's how this works. If they're scared to do anything, then Kazuya is just going to cause the whole time. So your mindset with this should be either to condition them to do something, while you're paying attention what they're doing, and you should be adjusting your playstyle based off of the options that they've chosen. Twin Pistons, Kazuya's best move for crouching, I think. While rising, 1, 2. Comes out in 13 frames. The first one's safe. Yeah, so that's safe. As a Punisher, this is Kazuya's 13 frame Punisher. So most people, when they do lows in the game, you can just do this. Most of the time. Full combo. And you begin Kazuya. The use case for Twin Pistons is when you know someone is privy to throwing highs all the time with reckless abandon, you can punish them with Twin Pistons. Or if you're in a situation where you block a low, you can throw out the Twin Pistons as a punisher. A frame trap people always use is this. They'll do Twin Pistons into down 1 plus 2, but as you can see, it's not real. But the mind game is, if they finish it, your jab is going to get crushed. So most people just don't challenge Twin Pistons at all. They just punish it. Because the smarter thing to do is just wait and block. So if they do Twin Pistons down 1 plus 2, you can react to the down 1 plus 2. So if they do this, for example, boom, boom, or, I mean, if they do this, boom, boom, you can react to the down 1 plus 2. And if they fake it, well, there you go. You got a mind game. But most Kazuyas don't. They just send it. And even then, what are they going to do from here? Twin Pistons again? Like, the threat isn't actually real. Demon God Fist. This thing does a billion damage. But it's minus 18. Minus 18. You better not be throwing this out unless you are so confident in your read, it's insane. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. A lot of Kazuyas want to be combo artists, so they'll throw that move out willy-nilly. And I'm like, yeah, please show me your awesome combo. They do that move, and then I kill them. That's how that works. As an Oki situation, you can knock somebody down and then do this. But again, if they block, you just die. Right? It's not like it's a real mind game either because, okay, you have a mid and you have Hella Sweep, right? So if you do that mid and they block it, you die. If you do Hell Sweep, okay, you'll land the Hell Sweep, you get 30 damage, and we're back in the same situation. The risk reward is not in your favor. I would only do it as a hard read on somebody's mannerisms. On On hit, you get a full combo. On counter hit, you still get a full combo. So keep that in mind. It's a very good move to snipe people out against the wall as well. Some people have a habit of ducking against the wall, and this would be really good versus them. Hold on, I gotta use the bathroom. I got some coffee too. I'm moving at light speed. So yeah, that move while standing too, it's dangerous. It is Kazuya's hardest low punish. So if you block Hell Sweep plus 23, that's 82 damage without a good combo. Look at the situation you put yourself in, because you want to Hell Sweep all the time. That's why you got to mix up time. And I can react to the crouch dash. You know how insane that would be? If I could jump that. Oh! Hold on. I gotta try that. Hold on, I gotta try that. This might be the most stylish punish of all time. Oh my god. No, it's so hard to do. But yeah, I can react to the crouch dash. And if it's just one crouch dash, it ain't gonna be 4-4-3. Oh, I see. I won't get my punish out unless I do this jump early. Oh yeah, also you can sidestep it. When you see the crouch dash, you can literally just walk this way. Walk this way. Walk this way. That's why you'll hear the buff guy ranting about Kazuya. Because if somebody knows the matchup, it's going to be a bad time for the Kazuya. Specifically the one-dimensional Kazuya. But yeah, know that if people step that way, which is to the left, that whole idea of you spamming hell sweeps is done for. You gotta actually learn how to play the game and fight. And just spamming hell sweeps is not it. What the heck? Cat has decided to vandalize. Cat, why are you vandalizing, bro? I'm trying to make a Kazuya video. This move and get Susan, incredible range. It's a mid. It wall splats. Look, this thing is hitting. This thing is hitting from so far away. No reason not to use this move. You can do it out of wave dash. Speaking of wave dash, by the way, remember when I said this was useless? I'm one of the few Kazuya players that does this. That's my setup. How good is it? I don't know, but I like it. My setup is this because you get that situation, you can still get the resplat, and if someone, by the way, a resplat is just putting someone back on the wall. If someone is pressing in a situation at the wall after I've done this, you want to wake up and hit a button versus a low hitting mid, because this does hit quite low. Resplatting is not easy. That is a low hitting mid. So if you wake up mashing, you're just gonna get resplat back in the same situation. And this has a bit of pushback too. So this move, I freaking love this move. It's incredible. If you delay the while standing 3, this move, if you delay it when people are face down, the moment they get up, it's gonna scrape them a direction, and it's sick. So yeah, know that. Tsunami Kick, we kind of covered, but there is nuance. Standing version, look at the plus frames, right? Can I get my pin back? Yeah, so the standing version, at some point, the standing version, what the is this, a highlighter? Man, about to write in red. There we go. The one we covered already is +2, right? While rising, +8. People don't know that. So if you get hit by this from a Kazuya that's doing that, you are not at liberty to press willy-nilly. Because you will get clapped. So you can deceive people by doing this. They have the same animation. You see? The +8 version is nearly indistinguishable from the down forward 4. but you have to do it out of crouch. That's why it's kind of hard to do super fast. Because if you do it too fast, you're gonna get this. If you do it just right, you'll get that. So you got to put a little delay on it. That's a whole mind game in itself. Because some people are going to think that's the +2 version and then challenge it. While others are going to think it's the +8 version and then respect it. So now you have pressure for no reason. You can do the same exact stuff with both of them, but the attacks you can do differ. So for the +8, gotta respect it. Unless you're psychotic. You gotta respect it or you're getting blasted. The +2 version, not so much. It's only +2, not +1,000,000. And on block, while standing version is only -3. The standing version is -9. So you have to be very intimately familiar with what you're doing. And when you get the ability to input it really fast from a neutral position, you're gonna hurt a lot of people. Because it's a mid check. You have enough time to get an electric out. The Wild Rising version still leaves people crouched. Does more damage though. The Wild Rising version is actually faster than the down forward 4-4 version. Typically, things that come out of a stance seem to have more reward upon landing them. That's what I've learned so far about Tekken 8. We talked about this one. Super good. Now, here's some Kazuya specialist knowledge right here. If you are specifically with the wall to your left and you land this move on counter hit, you get a full combo. But on normal counter hit, you get forward, forward, 4. You get that. I don't think that'll combo. I'll try it, but it's not as good. Well, yeah, you get it. I like doing that into that. So I like doing while standing 1+2 into either forward, forward, 4, or down back 4, because the down back 4 flips them over. Oh crap. And it puts them in a bad situation. Some people mash, some people get up normally. Either way, they're eating this. So keep that in mind. On block, you can do this into this again. But it's -9, so you can't move. That's the only thing you can't do. Tombstone Crusher is our next move. Pretty slow, but it's a groundwork type of move. Leaves the opponent crouching. A lot of people will mispunish this, so you have to use that to your advantage. It's -11, so they have to punish it with an 11 frame while standing move. Most people don't even have the muscle memory to press their 11 frame while steady move. So when you do this to that, or stuff like this to that, they're just gonna eat it. You gotta be super sharp to do that. That's really hard to do. Yeah, it's just really hard to do. Not even worth it. There we go. But yeah, you can bait people into mispunishing this move, and then when they react to it, you can punish them harder. It's a mind games move. Very mind game. And you can stay crouching after you do it. You can fully harass people from the crouch with Kazuya. But yeah, keep that move in mind. It ground breaks too, so that's cool. It also spikes, so if you're in the mood to create your own unique combos, that is an option. It's just not the best option. So yeah, Shattered Spine. It's exactly as advertised. It's the parry sweet spot too. So -7, you can rip a parry against the jab, and it'll be pretty consistent. -8 though, you can't just do it, which is crazy. So yeah, -7 is that parry sweet spot. On counter hit, this thing folds people. Bomb. Combo specialists will be able to land this into a full combo. Against wall, it splats for an off-axis combo. I don't use this move too much, but it's not a bad move by any means. Let me see, maybe I can make something. Yeah, so I'm not sure what the exact use case is. I know you can, it's got quite a bit of range to it, as you see. But I do this a lot, by the way. I'll land that and then run up electric, because it just works. There's so many plus frames, it's very hard to contest. That's my use case for it. I rarely use it against the wall. I rarely use it in neutral. It's slow. The range is immaculate, though. So, I'll actually try to land this move. Since it dodges to the right a little bit, if you sidestep left and do it, you might not find as much success. Keep all those things in mind when you implement this move, if you do. This move here is Kazuya's new tornado move in his new sidestep. Doing a single sidestep 4 is very safe. You can abuse people with this. Look. And it's 15 frames also, so that's great. Now here's the deceptive thing. If you're +8, right? Sidestepping is going to eat your frames. It ate your frames so much that even though you're +8, you cannot land a 15 frame move. But this is a 15 frame move, right? But there's no sidestep. That's the stuff people don't tell you in Tekken, or the game doesn't tell you that it should probably tell you, because that's super important. So during the sidestep, your frames will get eaten. The nifty thing about this string, though, is that you can hit confirm it. Like, let me set him to block randomly. Almost. Boom. Is he blocking? Okay. Takes a bit of practice, but the hit confirm window and the counter hit window is quite gracious. If you anticipate the counter hit, you won't get it. Yeah, see, I anticipated it. I reacted to it. I anticipated it. I reacted there. I anticipated. But you get the point, right? Against the wall. It's a fully wall splatting mid against the wall. And you know we got tech for it. It's a very, very, very good tool for combos. So if you do whatever launcher into the tornado, you can do it as combo filler. It's not easy to land the second part of that combo though. It's so weird. You have to like do it. You have to press heat right before they hit the ground. But if you don't want to do that, goodbye controller. You're going in the trash. No wonder. Yeah, this thing done for. Yo. Alright. If you don't want to do the heat part, you can always just end the combo with an electric. I'm some buns right now, forgive me. But you see the point. This move, it's so good on paper. It's so good on paper, but it's a high, right? It's +5. +5 isn't that significant. But there is some play. So sidestep 1+2. You can use it against the wall to create pressure. And it goes into Wind God step. I don't use this move a lot. because people duck a lot. So while it's +5, not too many people press into the stuff that comes afterwards. That's my experience. It's also not the fastest at 19. In theory, right? You should be able to do that. In theory. Well, shit. Maybe it does work. Ah, but it's a high, though. So when people down jab Kazuya, the whole thing is going to whiff. So it's not really going to matter. Just keep that in mind. It is an option. And you can go into Wind God step afterwards. +26. You don't really get anything, though. I'm doing that as fast as I can. At +26, though, that it's just not guaranteed. So, range isn't that good. Yeah. This is the 1-1-2, as we've discussed before. But in heat, if you hold forward, you get that. What it's good for is, say, someone's got a little bit of health left, right? That little bit of electricity will kill them. Or, if you're against the wall, and you're on a side you don't want to be on, boom, side switch. And then you can go into whatever pressure you want. That's all that is. This, pretty ass. Don't even bother. Do not even bother. If there's 3 seconds left on the clock, maybe. Maybe 2. Yeah, 2. 2's pretty good. If there's 2 seconds left, burn out the timer, call it a day. But in terms of combos, did that just... Hold up. Hold up. It's ass. That was cool, but that's so specific. It's so specific. It's just, and there's nothing even that I got off of it afterwards. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. This right here, it's just a really good power crush, right? You can only do it in heat, and you can only do it about twice. It hits 360. And it's incredible as a get off me tool. So if I know someone's gonna press, you can combo with it. You can use it from crouching, so you can bait it with bad moves. So let's see something really bad. That's really bad, right? But if I spam it, I'll be able to get it out. Trying to find a -9 thing. But he's blocking, so. It ain't coming out here, so that sucks. Yep, it's not good at -9. -3 is pretty decent. -8's not happening. But again, this is the bot programmed to jab with perfect timing. If their timing is imperfect, they're gonna get smashed by this thing. It's great for calling people out when they mash them. Again, like I said, this is bot with perfect jab time. This move, great range. Look at it. And not only is the range great, it goes into your wind dodge step. I don't use it a lot. I only use it if I'm really trying to pressure somebody, and that's rare. So I'll do stuff like that. So common pressure sequence, boom. Just stand here. Thank you. This scares people into not pressing buttons, basically. Very high pressure sequence. People who know Kazuya's frame data will not challenge this because it's +6. So you can do stuff like that. Yeah, you can get away with super high pressure sequences because look at the chip damage. It adds up really fast. Look at all the health that's gone based off of the chip damage. So don't sleep on this move. The range is insane. And you can instantly generate pressure from it. Most people don't press after that, but it is +6. A good frame trap is doing that into this. Down back 1-2. That catches a lot of people. And if you don't want to get punished, you can burn that by holding forward. We covered this already. You're not blocking that in heat. I don't know how to running tackle people. That's not on the moves list. I just know you have to run at them from full screen. Hey, I'm not that guy. This is a combo too. Up 1+2. So yeah, you can do a bunch of cool laser stuff. None of it's really optimal, but it's all cool, and that's what we're playing Kazuya for. Comes out slow. Comes out real slow. Oh wait, no. The normal one comes out slow. This is fast. The recovery is insane too. This gives you heat back on hit. So it's a mid-high. It's a mid-mid. It might be a mid-low. Let's see. Yeah, it's a mid-mid. I don't use it too much. It's a good move though. 20 frame startup on that up forward 1 though. That's so rough. I like it against the wall. Pause. Because the wall splats. And then it can enable your pressure. It burns heat, but you also get your heat back. Same with that move. So, it's up to you. It's up forward 1-3 or up 1-3. Safe on block. But -9. So if you step, you will get slept. Chaos Inferno, we've talked about this already. If you don't want this laser though, when you press forward 2, you can hold back. That way you can retain some of your heat to do other stuff. And we've talked about this. This is just crouch dash 1. It's not up forward though. I thought it was up forward, but in this game it's not. In the old Tekkens, you had to actually like input the whole thing. This is crouch dash 3. 50 damage. No recoverable health. Great move. Now this is his Hell Sweep variation. It's gonna auto slam. And you can cancel it by holding back. You would cancel it near a wall situation. This is about the distance. You don't get that much damage though, but that's what you can cancel it for. So you basically have a Hell Sweep that will wall splat within decent range of the wall, in comparison to how normally it can only wall splat if the wall is to your right. So you do have to keep that in mind. It is a good option, but you have to make sure you cancel it. The slam against the wall though, a bit off axis, but it's good for high pressure sequences. This bad boy, if you feel a sidestep coming, that move slaps. On block, you die. That's what's gonna happen if they block it though. So it's minus 15. On block, it's minus 15, and you will probably die. But if you read a jab, it has a bit of crushing properties as well, I think. Yeah, so if you're feeling risky or some type of way, you can always keep this loaded up. You just have to know the frames you're dealing with. So if you read a sidestep, if you read a jab or a crouch, feel free to sidestep and blow them up. It comes out at 17 frames. Yeah, so it's kind of insane. It's just a big risk. We can cover his throws, actually. Yo, we're actually, like, we're legit mostly through his move list. This throw isn't that crazy. This throw right here, though. If someone decides to stand up normally after this throw, you can land this for free. As well as down forward 4. So don't sleep on that. Now, let's see what happens when you add more to it. what a situation, right? They have to be on point or they're going to get hit by that. It's pretty much a 50-50. Because he's set to auto block, but people aren't going to just be able to instantly block and detect what you're trying to do. A lot of people get caught by this. It doesn't matter. I've hit every single rank of player. I'm talking about GOD2s with this setup. And if they lay on the ground, okay, you can hit them with that, or that, or that. It doesn't really matter. That is great for floor breaking. Not much else to it. That you have to be careful with because Kazuya is -4 on hit. Your reward for chopping someone in half is that you're -4. So their wake up buttons will probably clip you. This one, there is Oki here, but it's not easy. You can catch a lot of people with this if they press. This one works well too. Anytime you see a player have to do this weird wake up situation where they like look how he gets up, right? If somebody gets up like that, it's typically a good time to try to run a mix on them. Because it's like you're waking up in a crouching state, right? So if they're waking up in a crouching state, they have to manually decide to stop that and now look, boom. So that's a mixed up situation. Keep those things in mind. Stonehead, that's Kazuya's wall splatting throw. With Oki. Don't be afraid to use this. If you're quick enough, you can get a steel pedal. You have to be super tight though. The active frames in which you can press afterwards, they're not what they seem. So keep that in mind against the wall. You can get 48 damage. It's going to be heavily scaled, but that's because it's a free wall splat from a throw. So obviously it's going to be scaled. Now, what's important though is that, let's say I'm against the wall. In this example, I am CPU, right? Let's look at this. Side switch. You have to keep stuff like that in mind. Obviously, you can die, but the utility of it is where it shines. Because, best case scenario, I get a wall splat. I get a headbutt and I get some damage on this guy. Worst case scenario, I'm off the wall. Actually, no. The worst case scenario is this. They duck it and you get decapitated. But, yeah, if you're not spamming throws, you're not going to have to worry about that. People don't see that coming a lot. This throw right here is a 12 frame punish. With the Oki situation. You see how he's getting up? A lot of people get cooked by this. Against the wall, it's a bit different. Look where it puts him. So yeah, you kind of rotate the enemy around. A lot of people tend to step. So you could angle it in such a way to where you'll essentially throw them at the wall again. And this is away from the wall. So it works best if you're on the opponent's left side-ish. And obviously, if they're in that situation, now they have to watch out for the wall splatting moves or that move. So yeah, very use case. If you're 2+, though, it might not be the best. It's one of those moves where it's like, the lower the frames, the better it is. So yeah, very useful. Low parry, Oni Stomp. I like Oni Stomp. If it's in a combo, it'll hard spike people. And it'll sit them right there so you can keep fighting them. It's good against someone standing on the, like just staying on the ground. That works well. But you have forward, 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 so a lot of the time there's no point. I like it for ground breaking. If you're on a map with a stage that has a breakable floor, this is my go-to, usually. One, it's disrespectful, and two, it just looks sick. But yeah. This is the ground laser you see me using. When you learn the wave dash, you can implement this well. But if you can't really wave dash, a lot of the time it's gonna whiff. An easy way to land this though is that into that. So 1-1-2, and then you do the down back 1+2. I'm trying to land this, but Tekken hates me. Yeah, it's just Tekken hates me. It picks him up off the ground slightly. You're seeing a lot of hyper-specific use case Kazuya stuff. But, I mean, it's doable, so a lot of people don't know that. Also, massive tip about 1-1-2. Doesn't land a lot, but I know you're like, what the heck is he trying to do? Nope. 1-1-2 fully wall splats if you have the perfect range, which is about here. I am corrected, which is about here. I stand corrected again, which is about here. Yeah, so that thing fully wall splats. It's just so niche and hard to do. As you can see, you actually need the perfect distance. But you can wall splat with 1-1-2. Okay. Yo, we got through all his moves. Combos are going to be a different video, alright? For now, rock out with some sample combos or some YouTube combos. Don't stress about the combos, alright? For now, go through the moves and really experiment on linking them together based on the frame data. No one's going to know your character better than you will know them if you actually did the homework on the frame data and what you can or can't do. This is my process with every single character I play. I go through all the frame data. I look at move pushback. I look at all the nuanced stuff like the 1-1-2 or like the specifically to the left wall counter hit combo stuff. because if you want to use a character, you got to become a specialist, in my opinion. I think that's where you can truly bring out the maximum potential of a character. Well, yeah. Hopefully, it wasn't boring. I know it was probably kind of boring, so you might want to throw some music in the background. This is not meant for fun. This is not meant to be an entertaining brain rot video. This is meant to be a Kazuya Mishima guide to take you from a beginner level to a high level, right? With the exception of the combos part. I'll make another guide on combos and setups. But I think setups kind of make Kazuya players weaker because they only know the setups and they don't know the point of the setups or like different ideas you can do with your frames and stuff like that. Well, yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let me know if it helps. I'm gonna draw a smiley face. Hey, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Ah, my pin's on. Let me click.